You know what? Great atmosphere to it at Xfinity, where you guys are 14-1, just crushing it in College Park this season. I mean, that building's
nice
becoming
home court
alive.
advantage there, Coach.
Yeah, the students have been great. The last, the only tough thing that we've had is we have such a long winter break where the students are gone for about a month. But once the students are back, that building is as good as any building in college basketball.
So let's talk about Derik Queen. I saw you say this, I don't know, about a month ago, maybe a little longer, that he sees the game like a 50-year-old. Can you expand on that? Because that guy's balling.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, most freshmen, when you get them, the game all of a sudden is so fast. And they have a really hard time adapting to the level, especially in the Big Ten Conference. But Derik is he's so mature. He understands the game at a level of like a 15-year vet. Everything's slowed down for him. He knows the reads. He knows what plays there. He calls plays during the game that guys would never see, players would never see that he sees. He's just an extremely smart and intelligent basketball player.
Yeah, and I mean, even this last game when he had the 29 points and 15 boards, he led you guys in assists with 5.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's something that, I think he's, kind of getting adjusted to the Big Ten Conference where he was able to score in the non-conference much easier. And now that he's gone up against some older guys, some this conference is very physical and big. He's made the adjustment because he's smart that there's times where he has to use his ability to pass the basketball instead of being able to just go in there and maybe bully and get a bucket. But he's playing at a very high level.
And the fact that there were so many NBA scouts there for that game. Obviously, the Rutgers, the two young freshman studs, Bailey and Harper. Obviously, they're looking at Derik Queen. So he put up some good numbers, had a great game on a big night for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually fun to see, because of the COVID year in college basketball, we have so many guys that have been in college for 6 years. They look like they're 35 or 40-year-old grown men. It was actually refreshing to see so many young faces on the floor. Dylan Harper is going to be either the first or second pick. Ace Bailey is just special. He's such a competitor at 6'11". He can shoot it. So to see 3 probably top 10, maybe top 15 picks going in the draft on the same court against each other was actually really cool to see.
Coach Willard, what is it like for like a Derik Queen or the other freshmen when they see those guys who've been in college for 5 or 6 years and their bodies are like fully developed, and some of these guys might come onto campus a little skinnier than you want them? Like, how do they deal with that when they're going up against like fully grown men at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's an adjustment period, and I think you've seen the really, really good freshmen in this conference, and there's about 9 freshmen in the Big Ten that are probably going to get drafted this year. You've seen the ones that have been able to make the adjustment of saying, okay, they come in with their attitudes that I can score on anybody, I'm going to be the best, and then all of a sudden they get humbled a little bit. And the ones that get humbled and realize that they have to adjust their game are the ones that are being really successful. So a guy like Derik Queen who came in and his first game on the road at Purdue, he had 26 points, but then he goes at Northwestern against Brooks Barnhizer and Martinelli and really struggles. He's adjusted his game because he understands he just can't play the same way every night.
So, Coach, you mentioned the Rutgers game, and you guys have been rolling the last couple of weeks. You let that Ohio State game get away from you. It was a good bounce back. What did you say to the guys after that game?
I think the biggest – we went back and watched film the next day, and we just kind of watched the last 10 minutes. And, we gave away 14 points. We missed 6 straight free throws and gave up 2 huge offensive rebounds. And, coming off a bye week, we had an extra long bye week. I knew we weren't going to be the sharpest, but we just got to take advantage of playing well on the road and not give it up. So we watched the film. We saw where we made our mistakes, and we went into the Rutgers game just making sure we didn't do the same thing.